Welcome to the Nexus of Adventure, where stories transcend the page, a place where heroes and villains clash. This is Break, Battle, and Roll. It is once again time to break, battle, and roll, and for us, it is finally time to break, battle, and roll, because holy crap, guys, it has been months. I'm just gonna say months. Let's not talk about how long it is. It's painful to think about how long it has been since we actually recorded a main story episode, but enough of that. My name is Aaron Rollins. I am your GM, and I am joined here by Mr. Small Chime himself, Chad Stafford.
Oh, hello there, Timothy Biscuit, discovering if Bernice is Bermean or Bernice.
I think we learned that Bernice has the mentality of nice guys finish last. Poor Sherman.
We're doing like those, those polls. We're discovering which stranger of power she is. We're taking little polls and stuff.
Is
I'm
she
learn
the
everything
one that
about
betrays
her.
everybody?
Oh, she's totally the green stranger of power.
Oh no.
or is that the darker blue one?
According to Sherman, they're all the darker blue one.
Hold on. Good point. Let me pull up my site. Give me sight
while
beyond
he's doing
sight.
That, why don't I introduce the witch whose brew might be a little questionable, Janelle Wilkie.
Hello there. This is Flowerkraut, and I'm an old lady filled with farts, and I'm gonna be on the hunt for some Kenku hearts. Fuck.
It's so funny, Janelle. Every time, like, if I thought about our podcast being animated into like a cartoon like type of video, it would always be like camera pans over to Janelle sitting at a desk with a microphone, and then she goes, "Hello," and then immediately morphs to this hunched old woman who goes, "It's Flowerkraut."
It's gotta be the SpongeBob dramatic zoom-ins where it's hyper detailed.
Yeah. Very crusty looking.
And the guy who's still Sir Leon's best buddy, Dustin Bleshmet.
Oh.
Sherman Jeopard here. A good boy with a cursed toy?
There you go.
Uh-oh.
Pick me up, Sherman. You must fulfill your greatness.
Sherman and I both have horrible objects with not good friends in them. Like, I have this shell with evil lady in it, and he has sword with evil lion in it.
Hey,
Timothy
cool.
Timothy opens his bag to look at the little orb that he got. What secrets are you hiding from me, orb?
between Sherman and Flowerkraut, it's like we have divide and conquer.
Oh, concher. Oh, yeah, I got it. All right, guys. On our last break, battle, and roll, magical tethers attached to the bound Gilaks being held outside of Oskal's refuge, activating them. Both Flowerkraut and Sherman attempted to cast sleep spells on them, only to come to the realization that they were already asleep and acting unconsciously. The 6 strong hunters shook the foundation of the salt pillars, causing one to tip and crash into the other, ultimately resulting in one of the Creckle guards being caught underneath and crushed to death. Free from their bindings, the Gilaks attacked the heroes. Bernice jumped into the fray and took on a group of 3, while Sherman moved in to intercept the other half. Though the disciple was able to lay out 2 of the lizard folk, she didn't do it unscathed. The marionette effect pushed them to attack Flowerkraut, but she was aided by the remaining Creckle guards who were able to spin ropes and bind one last Gilak. Tumbleweed started going into shock from everything happening around him until Timothy infused him with magical heroism and told the young Kenku to run back to Oskal's refuge and let them know that the Gilaks were under control of someone else. Sherman immediately took heavy hits from the 3 hunters, then found his sword to be glowing with energy not of his own. He opened the power within the blade, unleashing Sir Leon's chains and restraining all 3 Gilaks. He dropped the sword, not wanting anything to do with Sir Leon's power. With the encounter over, the 2 remaining Kenku guards took the body of the third back to Oskal's refuge, while Bernice neatly wrapped up all 6 Gilaks with any rope that she could find. After a very needed short rest, Flowerkraut caught wind of something very, "Hey, Baba Yaga." She asked Sherman to help her track down the source with his sniffer, and they left Bernice and Timothy to guard the Gilaks. After a short walk, they found a shallow cave containing the rotting remains of a sandbuck. Flowerkraut got to work mixing the organic material while Brandy siphoned off what was left of the creature's skull. Meanwhile, Timothy and Bernice shared some small chime talk. Baba Yaga fed sense into Flowerkraut once again, this time leading her towards the ingredients to a mixture that could potentially free the Gilak people from the hag's control. Those ingredients included fresh sandbuck, desert rat, and the heart of a Kenku. And that is where we left off. So you guys are in this cave. Outside the cave, it does look like dusk is upon you. You know that there's still roughly an hour's walk back to Oskal's refuge. And Flowerkraut, you just received this information from Baba Yaga, and you are still kind of processing what this means.
Cool. Is Flowerkraut still holding Sherman's hand?
Sure.
Hi, sorry about the sweat.
Oh, that's okay. I don't feel it.
Oh, good.
It's in my bleh. Salty.
Well, I think we should get back to the other 2. The nice news is that Baba Yaga thought of a potion that could potentially help break the curse on the Gilaks people.
Oh, that's wonderful. We could really use some good news right about now. I don't know about you, but I kind of feel like we've been tossed around a little bit the past couple of days.
I know, we took a huge beating.
Oh yeah, how's your foot?
It's fine.
It's not flopping around.
It's doing
anymore.
okay.
Spinning around like a helicopter.
Helicopter foot. Oh god, that's awful.
Did you just gag, Dustin?
A little bit.
How about we go back over to the others and we'll check in with them. Maybe we need to head back to Oskar's refuge and let everybody know what's going on and maybe stop some of those hunts from happening, because obviously the hunters are being targeted.
I don't think anybody else should go out right now. I think maybe we should try to convince them to set up a curfew, at least for the night.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah, let's go back.
All right.
Man, I don't know about you, Bernice, but I could use some good news right about now.
Bernice nods, and at this point, Bernice is literally sitting like cross-legged on top of the pile of Gilaks. And you see her look down, and she kind of prods one of them.
Are those Gilaks keeping you laxed? I'm sorry. I'm so stressed out right now. Humor's the only way I cope with things.
She does this laugh, but she's not actually laughing. She's just doing like the silent chuckle like thing.
Cute.
And then she kind of prods another one. And this entire time, they've all been just kind of like struggling under the rope binding / being tied together. Like literally they're a bundle of lizard folk. And you notice that they stop moving. And she hops off of the bundle.
What? Did you do some kind of like pressure point thing? Like how did you make that happen?
She chimes, "Nope."
Oh, good. Yeah, that's fine. Anything that involves these things, it's just totally fine. I'm gonna roll insight.
Okay.
That's fun. That's a 5.
Oh.
That's a first roll in a while.
Stop you right
you know?
now and tell you to go get your actual dice.
That's D&D Beyond for you right there.
Do. Wow.
So you think that maybe they just died. Like,
Oh, you killed them. Bernice,
she's waving her
Why would
hands
you-
at you.
that's too far, man.
She keeps chiming, no. And then
I like
you
stick my feather fingers into one of its mouths, like, speak to me.
Timothy, you open up this Gilaks' mouth, and you're like, speak to me, and it goes, and like breath just covers your face.
Okay, they're not dead.
And you realize they're back to just being asleep.
Just the wettest breath.
Bernie shrugs her shoulders and, kind of does the sign of like wiping sweat from your brow. And then she kind of looks out, towards the direction that Flowerkraut and Sherman had left. And then she looks down the direction of Oskal's refuge, and she looks back at you, and she chimes, where?
How much time has passed since I asked Tumbleweed to go back to Oskal's refuge and let him know what was going on?
A little over an hour, because after the fight had ended, you guys then took a short rest, and you know that it's about an hour there and about an hour back. But potentially it could be less time, you're hoping, because you'd hope that anyone coming, you'd hope that Tumbleweed hurried back and that he's hurrying to bring anyone else to where you guys are. It has also been probably about 20 minutes since, maybe close to half an hour since, that's probably been about 20 minutes since Flowerkraut and Sherman have been gone.
My hope is that there's help at least on the way, but you're right, it's been a while. We don't normally separate like this ever since we've first ran into each other, so yes, I am growing quite concerned. Maybe if they don't make it back here within the next, 15 minutes, we should go out and look for them?
She points at the bundle and chimes to you, no need, guard.
I guess you're right, if they're back to sleep, at least for now. Yes, I suppose we can at least start heading back to Oskal's refuge if Flowerkraut and Sherman make it back here.
Dusk has come, and the sun's setting behind the cliffs of Glavio, but also the wind is starting to pick up a bit. And Sherman and Flowerkraut, you guys are making your way back from the cave, and you notice that down from the Gallant Peak Mountain, which is what sits at the north end of this island. You guys had seen this mountain when you were sailing towards Glavio. It was definitely the most, recognizable feature of the island. The wind is coming down off of this mountain, and it's picking up all dirt, dust. And so as you're making your way back towards where the Gilaks were bundled up, you're starting to lose visibility.
Oh, damn it. I hate her boobs.
You have what?
Oh, nothing.
I don't know if I want to keep my eyes open.
We gotta keep going, Sherman.
Do you have magic that makes your sand not hurt your face?
Oh my god, do I? Let's see.
I'll tell you, I'm fresh out of anything that can make me not hurt right now. But this sand is I don't like it.
Can Mage Hand block sand? Can I conjure a Mage Hand to
Yeah.
put its hand in front of us to block any oncoming sand?
You could block one or the other. It's still the size of a hand.
What if I'm standing beside Sherman, and then the hand is next, on the other side of Sherman, so that any incoming sand, it hits the hand and doesn't get us. Kind of like an umbrella effect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can
So
do that.
I just realized something. I have a shield. And I am a
Okay,
master.
you use your shield, I'll use handy.
I am a master of shield techniques. Maybe.
That's borderline Captain America stopping in the middle of a fight and saying, "Oh, I have a shield."
What could this be?
What, this old thing? Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and try to deflect that sand out of my face. It doesn't work great
Okay.
because, you know, it's wind and sand.
So here's what we're going to do. With the combination of the shield and using the mage hand to also block anything else, like Flowerkraut, Sherman seems like he's fine, so you're able just to use the mage hand to kind of keep dust out of your own eyes. So you both need to make survival checks, but you don't have to make them at disadvantage because you don't have sand in your eyes.
Yes.
Okay.
I got 15.
Very nice. What did Sherman get?
Can I, so from last episode we had inspiration. Can I use that now?
Sure.
Okay, because that was a 4 on the die. We're not using you again. That's much better. That's gonna be a 16?
Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna say if you had rolled really low, Sherman, Flowerkraut's like, you know, keeping focused on what's in front of her, and then she looks to the side and Sherman's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
And then she looks back and you're literally walking the other direction. So you guys, based on just kind of memory of the direction you walked to get to this cave, you're walking in that opposite direction to get back where you came from because you can't see barely anything. Timothy, the sandstorm kind of hits your area at this point, and Bernice is visibly worried at this point too. So Bernice kind of gets closer to where you're at so that you can still like stay within eyesight of each other, and you know she's got her hands up over her eyes and tries to chime at the same time, which is very difficult because she's having to use her hands already. But she's like, which way?
You know, I don't do anything without them. They're the only reason I'm here, so I say we find the others and then we make our way back to Oskal's refuge.
She chimes okay, and then gets low and starts looking at the ground to see if she can determine where Sherman and Flowerkraut went. So Timothy, you and Bernice need to make survival checks. Are you using anything to keep the sand out of your eyes?
Well, not to copy greatness, but I also have mage hand.
Okay. All right. Bernice doesn't have anything, so she will be making her roll at disadvantage. So give me a survival check. This is essentially to see if you can find tracks to where they went. Bernice actually rolled a 14 with disadvantage.
That's a 12 for Timothy.
12. All right. So you're able to find the tracks, but you're moving real slow, and like right when you think you're at a juncture where you don't know if they went west or they went north, all of a sudden there they are. They're standing right in front of you. You can see Sherman and Flowerkraut both holding up, you know, the shield and the mage hand, and you and Flowerkraut kind of like catch eye contact and see that you guys are doing the exact same thing to keep the dust out of your face.
Flowerkraut immediately sends her hand to give Timothy's hand a high five.
And then gets dust in the face.
And then they get hit in the face with sand.
That was sweet.
Shit.
That was nice. No, it was worth
Oh, stupid. Oh, fuck.
I'm so glad you guys are safe. We were getting a little worried about you.
Oh, yeah, we're all right.
Not to freak out or anything, but the Gilaks that we were guarding, they passed out. They fell asleep. I don't know if that's a good thing, or a bad thing, or a sign of things to come, but they're passed out, and no one has come back from Oskal's refuge. I was getting a little worried about you guys, and I figured we shouldn't go back unless we were together. but I would say it's time to start making our way back to Oskal's refuge as soon as possible.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to be in here. I don't want to be in this storm any longer than we have to.
Aaron, was there a place that, like, the guards would stay, near the salt pillars? Like, what did they do if they need to take cover? Because they probably see a lot of sandstorms.
The area that the Gilaks were being held in was kind of a notch in the canyon.
Okay.
With the salt pillars kind of outside of that. Like, there was essentially... you guys weren't in the canyon walls at all, but, like, the dust would come down off the mountain, and it would kind of just graze that area. So if they needed to, they could run to the canyon wall, and they'd avoid the wind.
Okay.
So you guys head south, back towards Oskal's refuge, which, to kind of give you a reminder of the layout of Glavio, it is a long island that goes from north to south. North being the Gallant Peak Mountain, south being that beach that you had pulled up to on the Saffron Citrine, where the Slot Canyon was, and then Oskal's Refuge. So Oskal's Refuge is really on like the southern edge of the island. You guys had moved north and a little bit east to where the Gilaks were being held. And now, mind you, the island isn't super thin. It's just more long than it is wide. So there's a lot of island to your west from where you guys are. And so you guys head south, and you can kind of, you see pillars of salt as you're making your way there. Maybe a couple of them that you either recognize or you just generally know that this is the direction we came from, and there's no way that we can't get to Oskal's Refuge by going this way, because the island will eventually taper in the south. After about 20 minutes of walking, you see a group of people heading your way in the sandstorm. And you get closer, you see the silhouettes in the sandstorm turn to Tumbleweed up front, Horisha right next to Tumbleweed, and behind them about 6 or 7 Gilaks. But Tumbleweed is the only Creckle there. And Tumbleweed runs once he sees you up to Timothy and just like jumps and gives you this super tight hug right around your waist.
Oh, yeah. There you are, stud. What are you doing, buddy?
Hero!
Oh, Timothy. I turned to Sherman. This is literally the cutest thing I've ever seen.
What do you see?
I see Timothy with a tiny
Sherman
Timothy.
Sherman is like a foot taller than everyone else. Can't see like shit right now.
The Gilaks seem to be almost unfazed by the dust storm. You can tell that Tumbleweed's a little bit bothered, and he's wiping dirt out of his eyes and tears of happiness for seeing Timothy and everyone still alive. But you see that the Gilaks gesture for the 4 of you to follow them, and they walk a little bit more east from where you are, closer to the canyon walls, and eventually you find a very big pillar of salt that you can stand on the south end of and essentially have the dust storm blowing around both sides, and you're not being absolutely coated in dust. So there's enough room for everyone to stand around and have a conversation that's not blown out by the wind.
Oh, hey, Timothy, Tumbleweed's back.
Tumbleweed's like attached to Timothy still.
Oh my god.
Yes? Yes, no, that... Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Yes! And then, like, Tumbleweed makes the sound of his name. Horisha walks over and says, "We're very happy to see that you're still with us. Where are the rest of the Gilaks?"
So, we had to, unfortunately, restrain them. I don't know how much Tumbleweed told you, but the Gilaks are basically being controlled by a hag. And I don't know if you have any hunters going out or planning to go out anytime soon, but I think hunts should be suspended for a little bit until this gets figured out, because that's what's happening to any of the Gilak hunters, is they are being turned into thralls. And unfortunately, they attacked us and a lot of the Creckle guards, and one of them got killed.
Are any of the Gilaks dead?
No, I think they're all okay. I mean, we might have had to concuss a couple of them, but I think they're all alive.
I have some news to share, but my brothers here are concerned about their kin. If you could please show us.
Okay, yeah. Flowerkraut's like, God, we haven't slept in ages. Like, this has been a rough day. It's definitely affected our combat skills, too.
I get close to Flowerkraut and I whisper, you know, I never thought doing something that I had to do for most of my life would get so tiring, but I am like 5 seconds from passing out.
Yeah.
And it's not easy heading back north because that's where the wind's coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna be able to make it back there tonight. We're not good with showing the way.
Are the Gilaks where they were kept?
Yeah, they. I'd be surely surprised if they weren't, because they're all bundled up, like real snug.
Okay, my brothers know the way. They will go, and I will walk with you back to Osgald's refuge.
She turns and she informs the other Gilaks that the captives are still back there, and tells them that, you know, you guys said they fell back asleep, or that they're just tied up.
Yeah. Harisha, is that okay? I know that in the past they haven't let any of the Gilaks come to see the prisoners.
As the Gilaks are leaving, she turns and sees, you know, she's kind of looking over your shoulder as the others head north into the storm. And she says to you,
the Creckle don't care at this point. I'll explain. Let's be on our way.
And so you guys are kind of walking through, you know, trying to jump between salt pillars to kind of block as much sand as you can. And Harisha goes on explaining.
You see, when Tumbleweed and the 2 Creckle guards arrived back and let everyone know what was happening, and that another Creckle had lost its life, well, the Creckles are making preparations to leave Glavio.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
They don't feel safe. And they know that us Gilaks have no control over this, so they can't blame us anymore. And we don't know what to do. And without the Creckles here, things will get more difficult for us. But I can't blame them for making the safe decision.
While I can't guarantee a solution, my patron did tell me that there was a way to help bring the Gilaks that were under control back to normal. A potion. And maybe if I can make that, then things could be okay again. But we also need to think about that hag and be able to deal with her, too.
That would be wonderful. We Gilaks could get our lives back again. And I don't know if we could convince the Creckles to stay, but if they knew that we were no longer under this hag's control, then maybe they would. But poor Tumbleweed here, he refused to go with them. he refused to give up on the Gilaks, and he said he would stay even if the Creckle left.
Oh, Tumbleweed.
Tumbleweed kind of gives this sad look, but he goes, "Hero."
That you are, buddy. I know things are pretty unstable right now, but we did kind of get our ass kicked. And we're definitely in need of some rest. We've been on the seas, we've been walking for miles. Like, I think we just need some sleep for now. Is that okay?
Of course, please. Let's get back to Oskal's Refuge where we can make preparation for that and maybe a plan. I don't know what is involved in this potion you said you could make, but I know the Gilaks will be happy to help in any way we can.
All right, and I don't think we have to worry about anyone leaving overnight. Because the last I checked, there were no other ships to come to or from the island?
Tumbleweed says,
Raven's Outpost?
Raven's Outpost?
I say back to him in a more questionarily way.
he looks at Risha, and she goes,
Yeah, you would not have seen the Creckle ships. They don't leave on the beach. They leave through Raven's Outpost, which is a concern because the Gilaks don't dare go to Raven Outpost. The Creckle, I don't know if you know much about them. They are not just some flock of bird people here living on Glavio. The Creckles are involved in a number of operations across Alcapeldia. We hear stories at the cantina about their adventures and their jobs that they take. They come and go from this island. They live here as a place to hide out. And from Raven's Outpost, they will leave. They will go spy and steal and do the things that the Creckle do. And they will come back here in between jobs.
Timothy says under his breath, sounds like our flocks do have some things in common then.
Well, be that as it may, I don't know if the seas are safe for anyone right now. So hopefully we can stop them from leaving until we know everything's good.
Yeah, we simply need to buy some time. I know that they're gonna want to leave as soon as possible, but we need to give Flowerkraut enough time to make this potion.
So you guys continue walking south, and the storm definitely makes it a little bit more difficult. Risha easily leads you guys the right way, though. It seems like the Gilaks are just used to this kind of weather. And you get back to Oskal's Refuge. There are plenty of the Gilaks still, going about their normal jobs, and some of them are kind of huddled together talking about plans. But as the sand breaks, from the shelter that is the refuge, and you get a good sight of everything, you see that the Creckle are already gone.
What?
Risha, do you know where the guards went?
I don't know, Tumbleweed, where would they have gone?
Oskal's Refuge.
Yes, I know. They're not here, though.
Raven's Outpost.
You're not being very helpful, Tumbleweed. The thing is, from what I've seen of the Creckle, they are quick to move. And I suppose I'm not very surprised. They feel that they are at risk of any other Gilaks coming under control and attacking them, especially here in Oskal's Refuge. Maybe we can see how far behind we are. Let's go talk to somebody.
I think we should go see that guy. What was he telling me? His name was Timothy. Was it Brock?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He'll make you a stud.
What's a stud? Why am I talking like you now? Why do I keep doing this to myself?
Yeah, never mind. You'll You'll find out. Just follow me.
Oh, I remember when you said that before. Good job.
Good save,
All
Sherman.
right, so you guys walk over to Brock's forge, and he's standing there, kind of not really working on anything. He's just got his hands on the countertop and looking across the way over towards the Creckle side of Oskal's refuge, and he sees you. Ah, look who returned. Hope you were able to save our brothers out there.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't a problem.
Hey, I'd normally take offense to someone using my voice, but I've lived with Creckles for a really long time. Pretty used to it now.
Aye, sorry, mate. Didn't mean to get on your bedside.
Don't worry about it. Hey, so, what can I do for you huh?
Well, first things first. Do you know how long it's been since the Creckles walked out of camp?
Oh, they left about, I don't know, half an hour ago.
Do you know where they went?
Well, word is it, they're getting off the island.
That's not good. There's some dangerous stuff going on out at sea right now. We're hoping we can stop them, actually.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. Creckle are pretty quick, and, they don't really like us Gilaks following them around, so... I don't know. Pretty sandy out there, too. That might slow them down.
Oh, you know what? It might slow them down. You're right. They probably can't see very well, just like me. Hey, I got a little bit of a question for you. I heard that you might have stuff for hitting against other stuff.
Oh, yeah. You see all these things behind me? They're good at hitting other stuff. Oh, and look at you. Look at you and all that shiny armor.
It's pretty shiny.
Looking good, stud.
Oh, really? Thank you.
This guy's cool as hell.
It's a little scuffed up because of all the sandstorms. I'm gonna have to polish it up. But right now, my sword is sick, so I kind of need something to use in the meantime. Do you have anything I can borrow?
Oh yeah, your sword's sick. I deal with that all the time. Let me see it.
What the fuck?
You say let you see it?
Yeah.
No, but it's sick. I don't want you to catch it.
Oh, you wanted me to make your sword better?
I was kind of just hoping that maybe like I wouldn't have to deal with it. And then
Sure, man.
all right.
I don't know. Can we do a rental deal with you, Brock? Huh?
Oh, sure. What do you fancy, buddy? I got a bone sword here. I got a stone hammer.
Bone?
Oh fuck! Not the bone. What, he'll literally eat the sword.
Yeah, eat the sword.
Hold on, did you say there was a bone sword?
Oh yeah, look, check this out. Pulls out
Oh no, he's
pulls
gonna
out a
eat
very
it.
long, like it looks like a femur off of a sandbuck that's been sharpened into a blade.
Oh wow, it's beautiful.
Oh, you like that? Oh, come on, let me see your sword. I wanna see the shininess of it. I don't get to work with metal very often.
It's not. I mean, it's not very shiny right now. Hold on. Is the countertop clear?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take out the bedroll and I just, shake the whole thing.
And like your sword comes clanging out of the bedroll onto the counter. Oh, you're right. This isn't very shiny, is it?
Doesn't always look like this. I think it's sick. I think it has it's not feeling so hot.
He reaches under the counter and Brock pulls out these little like stones that have some runes etched into the top of them, and he starts placing them around your sword. And he kind of puts his hand on his big jaw. He's looking down at it. Oh yeah, that's not good. Oh no, that is definitely not good. No. Yeah, buddy, I got some news for you. Your sword is sick.
Oh no!
and I'm not trying to give you a compliment because it is sick, but you know what? I might be able to actually figure out how you can unsick this sword, but it might take me a little bit of time.
Okay, well, the good news is we have exactly a little bit of time. What would I need to do to let you borrow this, and then I borrow that, and then I give that back, and you give that back?
Well, yeah, considering you guys are trying to save the Gilaks and all, let's just call it an even trade. You want to borrow this bone? Have at it, buddy.
Yeah.
Or you can get one of these puppies. He pulls out a big stone warhammer. So he's got a warhammer made of stone. He's got a bone sword, but the bone sword, definitely not as long as your sword is. So it would be considered a short sword.
Warhammer. What? Tell me aesthetically about the warhammer.
The warhammer is basically got a wooden handle and a big piece of stone at the end of it. I mean, we're talking like, think Thor's hammer kind of shape. There's nothing fancy about it. It is kind of like carved to be effective, but it's not like, I guess, intricate at all.
Do you have like a coconut or something? I don't know. Do you have coconuts here? Something to I kind of have to test to see what feels right. I definitely like the bone, but that hammer looks like it could really do some smacky.
Let's see. What do I got around here? You know what? We use these hammers here to break rock. So why don't you just hit that rock?
All right. Well, let's go ahead. I guess I'll grab that, and we'll see. We'll see how good of a swing this is.
All right. Go ahead and just roll a d8 plus your strength.
D8 plus my strength. Ooh, 7 plus 4, 11.
Okay.
Wow.
You crack the stone easily.
Ooh, yeah, you know what? I'll go with this one.
So, Sherman, in handling the weapon and through your class, the lens that is being a paladin and knowing weapons pretty well, you can tell that the rudimentary weapons that they have here on Glavio are not up to quality found in the more civilized portions of Archipelagia. So this stone warhammer is effective, but it feels like there is a potential for it to break. Like, it is made of stone. You just cracked stone with it. So Brock must have been using very strong stone to make this, but there definitely, if there's a durability characteristic to this thing, it's a lot lower than having a metal warhammer.
Gotcha. So it has a potential for breaking.
We're in a
so
magic
while you're
world.
doing that,
Don't
Sherman,
ruin this for me.
Timothy, you notice that Tumbleweed's kind of pulling on your armor, like trying to get your attention.
Oi, you need something.
He looks up and says, "You Creckle," and then he thinks, "Oh, he's dead." And then he thinks, the morning breeze. And then he gets frustrated, and you see him wander off looking for something.
I look to Sherman and Flowerkraut and I say, "Hey, do you guys mind if I go with Tumbleweed? He seems a bit out of sorts."
Oh yeah, by all means, go for it.
Oh yeah, the kid's seen some stuff today that he probably hasn't seen before.
I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how much longer I can keep up these charades. It feels wrong to pretend, but I promise we won't go very far.
Yeah, do what you need to do, Timothy. We'll back you up no matter what you decide.
Thank you.
And I follow Tumbleweed.
Okay. Tumbleweed looks like he's trying to find something to write on, to draw pictures on. And he finds, like a rock and turns around and sees that you followed him, and he kind of nods and gets down and starts to like scrawl out like a picture of Glavio, like trying very very cartoon, like a kid version drawing of the island. And then he like puts an X on it and he goes, "Oskull's Refuge."
And then he looks around his picture, and then he circles a spot, and he goes, Raven's Outpost. And then he goes, the morning breeze. And he's kind of looking at you.
Timothy writes out next to it, are they leaving in the morning? ?
Yes. And then he thinks about it for a second. He goes, you Creckle. Oh, he's dead. And then he points to Raven Outpost, and he starts to draw another picture. And it is a picture of basically a pyre. And then he draws a Creckle laying on top of it. And then he draws little tiny flames around the pyre.
Oh, ceremony.
The morning breeze.
This is in Timothy's head. They're going to perform a ceremony before they leave to honor the fallen Creckle. He looks at Tumbleweed, and in his actual voice, he says, I understand.
I understand.
Do you want to be there?
He gestures past you to everyone else who's standing over at Brock's Smith and goes, yes.
Stop right there.
Oh, you Creckle?
Can I do a insight?
Sure.
+3. So that's a 16 for insight.
Okay, what are you asking?
I'm just trying to make sure I fully understand if his intentions are that he wants to be at the ceremony or he wants to stay with us. If he wants us to all of us to be there.
So with a 16, yeah, from a 16 it looks like he wants everyone to be there at the ceremony that he has indicated happens in the morning. Or at least he's trying to convey to you that they will not leave until the ceremony is over.
Okay. I wipe the sand of where I asked my original question, and then I write, I will talk to them.
Hero.
I put my hand on his shoulder, and I say, yeah, you are one.
And he hugs you.
I hug him back, and then I reach into my satchel, and I pull out some parchment and a probably like a quill.
Okay.
And I give it to him, and I say, you're an artist.
He kind of like gets this smile and blush and takes it, and you see him go sit down at the cantina, and he just starts scribbling away.
What does a kenku blush look like? Like a fluffing of the face?
Oh, they're like face feathers fluff. That's adorable.
The sides of your beak get a little red.
Timothy lets out a sigh, and then not in like a negative way. Just there's a lot of weight on his mind right now. And then he gets up, takes one last look at Tumbleweed, and then he moves back over to everyone else at Brock's workshop.
All right, buddy. So what is it gonna be? The warhammer or the sword? Or, we got these. And he picks up a short bow. He goes, Creckle are not gonna be using these, so I got lots of them.
I don't know about that. I think I'm gonna stick with this. I think I'm gonna stick with this hammer here.
Oh yeah, real manly weapon. Yeah.
Real
Brock is
manly.
the real stud around here.
You look good, bud.
All right, I do think it fits. It'll fit right here on my belt, so that works.
So you don't mind if I take a little gander at your sick sword here?
Yeah, but wear gloves.
Yeah, it is afflicted with an asshole lion ghost. I don't know if you
Gloves.
have anything to cure that.
Gloves, yeah. I got gloves right here somewhere.
Yeah, they're made of desert rat skin, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. I know I'll put him somewhere around here. And he just kind of wanders around his forge looking for something. Looking for gloves, looking for tools to look at your sword. Is there anything else you guys are doing?
I know. Hey, Timothy. Where's Tumbleweed?
I gave him some parchment and a quill to, he's quite an artist, actually. He was drawing me all sorts of pictures in the sand, so I'm just trying to help him keep his mind occupied. Yeah, he let me know a few things, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but you see, the Creckle are going to perform a ceremony to honor their fallen comrade who died during the battle, and they're going to do it in the morning, which means they will stay for the ceremony and will likely depart soon after.
Oh, okay. Should we go to the ceremony too?
That's something Tumbleweed would like us to be a part of, and I understand you, especially you, Flowerkraut. I mean, if you're going to be working on that potion, you need to do that, but I'm at least going to try and be there for him. So, Sherman, I don't know if you have anything. I know you have a cursed sword to deal with. I feel bad asking the two of you to take part in it.
No, I'm happy to join. I might look around for some ingredients here, and then, I'll catch up with you guys there. You'll probably be asleep, but I'll come back, sleep too. I don't need as much sleep, and we'll be there in the morning.
It's going to be at the Raven's outpost, and I have, writing music, so I have music sheets and stuff. So I draw out the rudimentary map that he gave me, and I put the same two locations for Oskal's Refuge and then where the general area that the Raven's outpost is. And I slide the paper over to Flowerkraut. This is what Tumbleweed showed me. Here's Oskal's Refuge, and then over here is kind of where Raven's outpost is.
Okay, cool.
Bernice chimes, and you catch on the chime, check in, and she points all the way to the southern tip of Oskal's Refuge.
Oh my god, yeah, the saffron citrine is probably wondering if we fucking died.
Yeah, you know what? That's maybe before we call it a night, so I should let them know that we're okay and give them a sit rep. That's what they call it in the biz. A sit rep means situation report.
Yeah, I don't know if Bernice wants to go herself or if you two would like to go together, and I don't know, whatever we decide.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, that would be okay, I guess.
She nudges Sherman in the shoulder.
Timothy nudges Sherman in the other shoulder. Nice. You got this, man.
All right. Well, I got this.
Brandy puts a little tentacle on Sherman's other shoulder.
Brandy's there for whatever reason.
What did I tell you about sneaking up on me like that with your little gooey face sticks?
Well, Bernice kind of gives you the head gesture of I'm going now. If you want to come, cool, and starts to walk towards the slot canyon.
She said she's going now, but if you want to come, that's cool.
All right. Well,
I give Sherman a wink.
It would be who knows what else could be popping around the canyon, around the island with the hag loose. So yeah, I'll come with you, even though I think you could totally handle yourself. You could totally handle yourself, and you're so strong, independent dog folk who don't need no.
She turns around and puts her fists up and kind of playfully jabs at you.
I put my shield up.
And then she just stands there looking at you a little bit disappointed, and then turns around and keeps walking to the slot canyon.
Sherman, before you go, I just have one thing I have to tell you.
Yeah?
We did a personality test, and she did test as the green stranger of power, so she's got a dark side. I just want you to be ready for, just
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the gray stranger? Never mind.
No,
you know what I mean.
Oh, you know what? Funny enough, that's the White Ranger.
Oh, I am so confused now.
You're telling me.
Hopefully my intel and personality tests help?
Thanks. Yeah, she's changed, bro. She's changed.
Something I've learned in the past few days is sometimes change isn't always a bad thing. We just gotta roll with it.
She's definitely gonna leave me here if I don't go, so I'm gonna...
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. She's already gone. Get out. Go.
I'm coming!
Sherman.
I'm
Timothy,
coming!
I'm gonna come with you and Tumbleweed to at least check out Raven's Point, so I at least know where I need to head once I do a little, shopping and whatnot. Does anyone have any money? Oh my God!
Yeah. What do you need money for?
Ingredients, potion ingredients, normal ingredients.
Oh, okay. That's for the common good, I suppose.
Oh my God! Thank you.
No, Timothy just like drops some coins on the ground. Like, oh my God! How'd this get here? That's wild.
That's like Sherman earlier today. What the hell? You guys got money coming out of your bonds.
Think maybe the Creckle must have left some of their money behind. I don't know. It's here. That's weird. You should use it. You should just take it. You should just take it and walk away from me right now.
What? Oh, okay. I mean,
No, please, just take. I can't look at it directly.
Okay. Let's see. Aaron, is it a better idea if I go with Timothy to scope out the location just so I know where it is, or is it better if I stay behind?
That's up to you. Are you guys planning?
Is it very far?
It looks like it's about as far as the Gilaks captive area, but on the west side of the island. So you'd be walking back into the sandstorm and heading up the other side of the canyon wall to get to where it is.
Okay. Is the map pretty comprehensive?
It's fairly understood. I mean, literally, like, Allskull's Refuge is kind of like a V point at the southern tip of the island, and you either follow one canyon wall to Raven's Outpost, or you follow the other canyon wall to where the Gilaks were.
All right, Flowerkraut will probably stay behind to do some very casual ingredient gathering. And yeah, I don't know if you guys want to go ahead without me. I'll meet you out there.
Prisha was over in the cantina area. She kind of like was looking over Tumbleweed's shoulder as he's scribbling on this parchment, and then she walks over to you guys and says,
Raven's Outpost. You're interested in going there? It shouldn't be too far. Tumbleweed seems like he's very interested in going for something. I didn't really understand what he was talking about.
I nudge Flowerkraut, and
I'm just like, can you repeat everything that I told you to Harisha, please?
Harisha, Timothy and Tumbleweed and I are going to go over to Raven's Outpost. They are going to have a ceremony in the morning to honor the fallen Creckle. And Tumbleweed asked us to be there.
Yeah, that makes sense. The first time that the Gilaks came under the control of the hag and attacked the Creckle, I had mentioned to you that one of the Creckle didn't make it before they were able to restrain the scouts, the hunters, and
one of the guards died as well today.
Yeah, the last time this happened, this is what the Creckle did. They left for the better part of a day to do something out at Raven's Outpost, which I assume is what you're talking about. They have some kind of ritual or funeral that they conduct for their fallen. That would make sense. Did you say Tumbleweed wanted to go?
Yeah, I think so.
That's surprising to me because it got pretty heated here earlier when he was refusing to go with them and was begging the Creckle to stay on Glavio.
I think he views you just as much of his family as he does them. I don't think that doesn't mean he doesn't want to be there for them.
I think Tumbleweed's heart is in the right place. He wants us all to live in harmony here. Maybe this is the chance he wants to convince them to stay. I can't say much about Raven's Outpost, only that what we hear from the Creckle is that it is a secretive place, and the Gilaks, well, we're not really welcome there. It's not like we have any real interest in going there, but they don't want people knowing about it because that's how they get in and out of Glavio. And they're very secretive people, so...
I see.
From what I understand, Raven's Outpost is not just a place that you can just walk to. Otherwise, our hunters would have come across it many times. It's a series of caves in the cliff wall. Some of us Gilaks believe that the caves weren't even dug by the Creckle. They were dug by... the Grubgantuan.
What?
You've seen grubs?
You guys got a fucking thresher maw?
Yeah, the grubs come from someplace, right? Yeah.
God.
And well, we don't go very far north. If you go into the Gallant Peak, you risk the hunter becoming the hunted. Let's just put it that way.
Oh fuck.
But the Creckle don't seem to have any problem. Maybe that was an old home for the Grubgantuan? I don't know.
Well, good luck, Timothy, and good luck to me finding it later.
Timothy grabs, real quick before Flowerkraut leaves, he grabs the map that he redrew from Tumbleweed's map, and then he points from Oscal's Refuge to Raven's Outpost, and he just says, "How long?"
Well, let's see. Who drew this?
No.
He points to himself.
She takes it from you and like goes over to where Tumbleweed's scribbling away and literally just pulls the quill right out of his hand.
No, don't do.
And you see that she's like making adjustments on your map. Tumbleweed is protesting, of course, that, you know, she literally just ripped the quill out of his hand. And she looks down at what he's drawing, and then she makes the adjustments on the parchment, then walks back over to you and goes, "It's probably about an hour's walk up this way, but it's more in this area and up the cliff over here, and I think they go in there. I really don't know. I'm sorry. Although Tumbleweed's drawing some really dark stuff over there. So
Oh,
What?
fuck.
What?
I don't know what it's all about, but you know, I should probably get to talking with the rest of the Gilaks about all of this. So here you go. Gives you back the parchment, and then Prisha walks away.
Oh boy.
All right, you gonna be okay, Timothy?
Yeah, but you know, plans might have shifted just then, because if there is a giant grub queen monster out there, I am not comfortable leaving right now, even if it is to, you know, get a head start. If it only takes an hour for us to get over there, I think we might be able to just do it in the morning, right?
Oh, to leave in the morning? I think it'd be a good idea to sleep over there.
To sleep at the outpost?
Right? The Raven's Outpost?
Oh, I'm just worried about leaving without you and Sherman by our side. It sounds like it could get a little dangerous. But yeah, I got this. I got this. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All of his feathers just like floof up and floof down real quick.
Oh God.
So cutting over to the Slot Canyon, Sherman, you're catching up with Bernice.
Horf?
And she looks over her shoulder, sees that you're following, and then kind of slows down a little bit. And then catch up, she kind of gives you a little bit of a playful punch to the chest, and then keeps on moving through.
Yeah, that's right. We just a good old punch. Yeah, that's what good buddies do. Totally.
She like turns around and does like a, you know, like a a fake jump at you, and then like she wraps her arms around air like she's grabbed you, and then she tussles around a little bit, and then like throws the invisible Sherman to the ground, and then like plays out this, hey, you remember when we used to just wrestle all the time?
Oh man, I can't believe you suplexed me through that table. I was in the infirmary for 4 days.
She gives the silent chuckle.
To think we didn't have a wrestling team. You would have been the captain.
She walks over to you and points at the PAL sigil on your shield and tilts her head inquisitively.
I guess I'll try to insight what the question is.
Sure.
Is it because it could be why PAL or it could be what is PAL?
Go ahead and roll insight.
15?
So she's fully aware of PAL because
right.
there were all those organizations working with Foster. PAL was one of them. The Apostleship was one of them. The Titans of Titanios were one of them. Organizations that were, there at Foster, often recruiting dogfolk. And so she's very well aware what PAL is. The question seems to be, so how's PAL going?
Well, whew, that's a bit of a loaded question. I don't know. Some might say as bad as it could be, considering I was on my first job and now I'm here. He's Sherman's chuckling nervously. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if PAL's looking for me.
She looks at you questionably, like, what do you mean?
For all I know, I was the only one that made it to shore when the Fracken took the ship.
She scribbles the dirt with her foot and goes, that thing?
That thing.
She takes a deep breath and she punches her own hand and kind of covers her fist with her hand and looks up at you, kind of an angry look.
But it didn't get us, right? We're here. We're still here.
She nods and kind of points a thumb over her shoulder and turns. And you guys make it to the end of the slot canyon. You walk out onto the beach, and Saffron Citrine's sitting there, and you can see that a lot of the disciples are still working on it. And
can I do a little aside thing?
Yeah.
Just a quick, just an internal thought. Sherman slows a step a little bit and has that realization that if I'm the only one, PAL might not even know that something's wrong. And then he picks up his pace and catches up again.
So Califran begins chiming to Bernice, and she's chiming back. And the ship is, well off of the beach, so it's not. It's closer than it was when you guys had arrived because they purposefully beached it on the shallows in order to get a better angle at repairing the hull. So you're literally able to walk out into the water and hop onto the ladder on the side of the ship. And so you see that Bernice goes up there and she's having a chime conversation with Califran. Once she's in range of Califran, she's chiming and he's just talking back. And he's just like, mm-hmm. Oh, yes, yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. And he turns to you, Sherman, and says, Sherman, where are the rest? Where is Timothy and... Oh, where is Flowerkraut?
Such a simp.
Everyone's trying to get things situated for tomorrow. I don't know how much Bernice was able to fill you in, but one of the hags is definitely the reason that we're here.
Yes, she did mention that. Although she mostly was talking about people on this island that don't pay taxes.
Well, we will shelve that, Califran, until there's not mortal peril.
That is not my primary concern right now. I know that there is danger and that there are things on this island that we must address. And, well, what is the plan, Sherman?
So, right now, Flowerkraut thinks that she can make some sort of concoction that can heal the minds of those that have been afflicted by the thrall. I don't know. Spell, poison, I don't know how that works. That's some crazy stuff. I'm good at hitting things a lot. That's a little bit above my magical expertise of understanding. That sounds smart. Yeah, let's go with that. So, hopefully, if we're able to break the spell, perhaps these folks can help us find where we can locate this hag so we can try to recover another piece of Miriam.
There is hope, after all. Oh, Miriam, be blessed. Oh, then the apostle ship will do what we can to help, Sherman.
How's the ship?
We are having trouble finding enough lumber to fix this issue. This island is arid and, well, we haven't gone into the canyon. We weren't sure if there was any dangers or things for us to avoid. We've been waiting for someone to come and report back.
So, I would say that while there is some wildlife that you may be interested in, they haven't posed much of a danger. The people here, they're scared, but I think they're kind. And I think perhaps diplomacy might help you get some supplies that we may need to repair the citrine. Perhaps you can talk to Brock. He's not a shipbuilder, but he's good with tools, and he'll make you feel really good about yourself.
Very well. We will speak with this Brock in the morning. It is dark out now, and we must secure the ship in case of any dangers in the night.
Yes, I would definitely have members of the disciples on watch, because there is always the chance for this red-horned hag, who I don't know this one's name yet, but I'm sure it's cool. I mean, I'm sure it's not cool that she's mean and ugly. Ooh, hags are all ugly, right? Definitely not unconventionally attractive.
Will you be staying on the island tonight with Timothy and Flowerkraut?
I don't know. I think maybe we could all use a night to ourselves.
Very well. I was going to say send my love to Flowerkraut, but
What?
never mind.
Do we need to have another kind of conversation?
No, wait. Just caught up in my own thoughts.
You know, I've got a piece too, right?
Why aren't you simping over me, Calvin?
Miriam? Of course. he rushes over to you and holds his holy symbol out, and it starts to glow, and he's like, "Oh, it is all three. Oh, yes, of course.
Maybe
the
piece of Miriam that's with Flowerkraut felt that just now. Meanwhile,
Wow. I got like a heebie-jeebie.
It's one of those cartoon style transitions where it's just like Sherman's face, like really happy, flying towards the screen. It hits it, and then it goes back really upset by what just happened as we transition. They did it in Freakazoid all the time. It's a 90s thing, I guess.
Cutting back to Oskal's refuge, Timothy and Flowerkraut, what are you guys doing?
Timothy,
Yes.
instead of sandstorm, worm tunnel, braving it on your own with tumbleweed, maybe we should all just stay the night here, huh?
Oh, thank Laura.
I'm so sorry. I should have never put that on you.
I was putting on a brave face.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah,
I
I
feel a little
thought
bit
about
better
it
now.
and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know. I just imagined all the Creckle doing it. I'm like, yeah, the birds are fine, right? Yeah.
Flowerkraut, you put so much faith in me that I do not have it myself, but your faith in me gives me faith in myself. It's kind of cyclical, so I do appreciate it, but that was one instance where every bad scenario possible was going in one feathered ear and out the other.
Yeah, I'm realizing we're fucked up right now. We need to chill. In fact, I don't even know if I should go shopping until tomorrow. God.
She says this as she's still like putting her foot back into place.
Finally. Oh my God, finally.
I've never seen something like that rotate completely around.
Yeah, okay, maybe we go grab Tumbleweed and Hrisha and they can let us know where we can sleep.
That sounds like a plan.
So you walk over to where Tumbleweed's scribbling away on the parchment, and
Oh, how charming. How lovely these pictures are.
Timothy peeks over Flowerkraut's shoulder as she's looking at it.
There's like a Flowerkraut crushed under a pillar.
What's going on here?
you look down. You
I see you drew me crushed under a pillar. Very nice.
So you see the picture of like a cave entrance on the side of a cliff, and then underneath it he has drawn another picture, and it's like winding cave like paths. Nothing super detailed. He's just scribbling away. And then you see he's got another piece of paper that's kind of off to the side, and it's got a picture of a pit with spikes at the bottom. And Timothy is impaled on the spikes at the bottom. And he's pointing at it. He looks up and sees you guys, and he's like, "Oh, ah, oh, ah." He's making Timothy pain noises.
What your adopted boy did.
He's an artist. So creative.
And then he has another picture of a bunch of rocks, like a bunch of boulders, like crushing Sherman underneath them.
Oh,
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
And he like is kind of pointing from like the cave entrance to the pathways to the rocks to the pit trap, and he looks up at the two of you and goes, "Dangerous."
Yeah, I think we made the right call tonight, huh, Timothy?
Yeah? Just, yeah. I mean, I'm haunted.
Hrisha! Hey!
Yes. What?
Come see what your adopted son drew. It's really good.
Are you guys co-parenting this boy?
I have not told you any of these plans.
I don't know, he's like very taken with you, Timothy.
I'm not sure why he's drawing your death here, but that just was a little messed up, I thought.
I think he's warning us. I'm choosing to believe that he's got good intentions here.
Yeah.
Is there a place where visitors might stay the evening in relative comfort?
Well, you can use any side of the Creckle that you want. There's no one over there now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Also, couple ingredients on my shopping list. I don't know if you'd be able to help me out with that.
Oh yeah, sure. What can I help with?
Yeah, for the very, very important potion that has a lot riding on it. I am in need of a sandbuck and a desert rat. I did see you had cages of rats, so that's no big deal. I don't know if... Do I need to do an insight check to see if, does this need to be like a freshly slaughtered sandbuck? Like, what's the deal with the sandbuck? Do I need a drop of its blood? What do I need?
So you have a very innate knowledge of potions and salves and all kinds of things that you create out of the mortar and pestle. And so whenever you think of a recipe, you tend to understand how they mix together, what creates a base, what is an additive, what is... It seems to you that when you're creating something, you just naturally know how much of something to add. You know, a drop of this, an entire frog's leg, you know, the rib cage from a fish. You know, you know all these things just from getting the recipe. So
Okay.
as this translated in your brain, the sandbuck comes across to you as the ground dust from a sandbuck's horn.
Oh.
For the desert rat, it was the tail of a desert rat.
Oh.
And then from the Kenku, it was the entire heart of a Kenku.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah. These shouldn't be too bad. You got some like sandbuck's horn, or preferably if it is in dust form, that would be great. And a desert rat tail.
Yeah, that's easy. I can grab them and be back in just a second.
Oh, thank God. Okay. Huh, God, at least something's gonna be easy about this.
Krisha runs off, and you see that she goes first over to the Creckle side, and they've just got crates of caged rats. You know, wooden little rudimentary cages. And again, these are rat-sized rats. These aren't rats that tell you to eat shit.
They are ROUSs
They are not RU. Yes, yeah.
that tell us to eat shit.
So she drops a rat in a cage, like just literally throws that on the counter, and then runs over to the Gilaks side, and you see her go talk to Brock for just a couple seconds, and comes back with a pouch of horn dust. Looks like he already grinds them down with a grinding wheel.
Oh my God.
So he has it ready to go.
Wow. Fuck, that was easy. Ha! Yeah, this potion, no problem.
You're gonna be able to put this together in no time.
Yeah.
Great. What else do we need? We can finish this now.
Oh my God, it's just gonna be very involved for me. I was just really excited that the ingredients were gonna be easy. I am gonna have to go,
So
you know, maybe get Brandy to find an old carcass so I can steal some organs out of it, you know?
okay, yeah.
Organs are usually involved in this sort of thing. It's not fun. So we're fucking tired. We'll get that part in the morning.
What kind of organs do you need, Flowerkraut?
Like vital ones, you know. It can be any kind of organs.
Oh.
Although I'm sure this one will be, I don't know. We'll see what comes to me.
That does not sound nefarious in any way.
No, yeah.
I mean, we have
It's
some.
the life of
we
a
have some.
Baba Yaga, Timothy.
We have some sandbucks that we've been skinning. Is there anything I can grab from them?
You know what? Yeah. If you have some sandbuck organs, let's go for a liver and a kidney and a heart, please.
Couple minutes later, sloshed onto the countertop are some fresh sandbuck organs.
Oh, good.
Fabulous. All right. Yeah.
Anything else?
Okay. And then the rest is just a whole lot of time. So,
Okay.
making the potion's gonna take a while, and I
Yeah.
haven't slept in days. So,
All right. Well, thank you.
thank you.
They may not be expressing it around here, but I can guarantee that we Gilaks really do appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, well, I'll leave you to it. You know about this way more than I do.
Trisha kind of wanders away to get back to keeping the place up, you know, clean, and talking to a couple other Gilaks who are trying to figure out what this means for them.
Oh, I can't believe it was that easy. Whew. No burdens on my shoulders anymore.
So you guys notice that the captives are brought back into Oskal's refuge by the other hunters who must have returned from wherever they were, and they still have them bound, and they put them in a place where they can keep an eye on them, but they don't have to worry about them being outside of Oskal's refuge anymore. They've definitely brought them back. They don't seem to have any limitation on that anymore because the Creckle aren't there. So what do you guys do next?
I look at Tumbleweed and his lovely drawings, and I say in Harisha's voice, Tumbleweed, And then in a certain captain who may not be Canonical's voice, we'll be shipping out first thing in the morning. And I go through my satchel and I start to pull out some more parchment for him to doodle on. And then I catch notice of something I haven't looked at in a while. And it is some music sheets from Tierman. And I put those back after a quick glance, and I pull out 2 fresh sheets of parchment, and I leave those to Tumbleweed, pat him on the shoulder, and I make my way over to one of the open Creckle domiciles.
Yeah.
Hopefully as high up as I might be able to get so that I can see the stars.
Okay.
Aw.
Eventually, Tumbleweed climbs up to where you are and snuggles in to sleep right next to you. He's got he brings all of his drawings up with him and kind of puts them under his little cloth pillow thing.
As Tumbleweed starts to settle in, I take a deep breath and I go back to my satchel and I grab the music sheets from Tierman, and I start to adjust my lute and softly play his music, which I haven't done in a while.
It quickly lulls Tumbleweed to sleep, and you can tell that there's no protest in all of Oskal's refuge to having some nice music, probably the first time ever here, as the Gilaks are trying to settle back in all of the chaos that's been going on with them. And eventually you play till you're sleepy and nod off yourself. Flowerkraut, are you doing anything else before settling in?
No. I'm gonna get ready for a short rest, and Flowerkraut has something in mind for when she wakes up from that.
And then Sherman,
Yeah.
are you sleeping on the ship, or are you gonna just kind of...
I'm already asleep on the ship.
Okay, so you settle in on one of the bunks downstairs,
Oh, yeah.
as does Bernice. Seeing that you're not heading back into the island, Bernice will stay to help anything, maybe even stand guard during the night. So night further falls upon you, and Flowerkraut, you wake up. Do you do a full meditation, get a long rest in? Because it only takes, 4 hours for you?
Yeah, as long as it gets me up. Because, Flowerkraut really is exhausted. So,
Okay.
a long Flowerkraut rest, aka a 4-hour old lady nap.
4 hours and 15 minutes. She presses the snooze alarm once.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The snooze alarm being Brandy just going, brains, brains, brains.
She has to tap her on the head. You wake up after 4 hours. It's very dark, and it is still very early in the morning. We're talking...
Oh, good. Is it windy?
It is not. The sandstorm has died down at this point.
Okay. Flowerkraut takes a look at the map that Timothy made and that Harisha edited ferociously.
Mm-hmm.
And she jots it down herself on a spare bit of parchment, and she heads out to Raven's outpost.
You hop out of the Creckle enclosure that you were sleeping in. You get your satchel on your side, and you begin to walk out of Oskal's refuge, following the western ridge towards where the map shows. And you suddenly hear a sound coming from inside your satchel, static almost.
Oh, fuck, is that fucking conch shell?
You look in, and it's definitely sound coming from the conch.
Flowerkraut pulls it out and puts it to her ear.
You hear the twinkling sounds and nature ambiance of the Feywild inside of the conch. And then as your ears begin to search your memory, you find yourself listening in to the place that you went to when you spoke with Baba Yaga.
Oh.
And then you hear voices conversing. You hear the hags, and the first one speaks up.
4 remain. 4 in the service to our mother. I hope you 3 have not been as reckless as Laminaria.
We still have Sir Lunox.
Yes, Bellaris, though our knight is no daughter to our mother. How goes the tide? How full is the swell?
Archipeldia's might falls under my strength.
Archipeldia's healthy roads to my touch.
There's silence for a bit.
What about you, Aster? What do you have to offer our mother? Archipeldia's numbers will beckon to my call. Good. Wait. Will beckon? What are you keeping from us, sister? Have you still not been able to control the birdfolk? No. As I have told you before, their hearts repel my powers. There is another matter now. The forgotten motes of Miriam are here on my island.
What? This is all her fault, isn't it? We speak too close to the Baba.
And then you hear Baba Yaga off in the distance.
No. Baba Yaga is no threat to us here in her cage. As for those adventurers, do not underestimate them, sister. Laminaria made the same mistake. I have no intention to. Still, you must retrieve the motes if we are to have the full power of Miriam's art. Take control of them and force their hand. I cannot. At least I cannot for all of them. One of them is a Kenku. There is something in the mountain that will provide more worth to our mother. I will require the full strength of Miriam from my sisters if I am to do what must be done. Then you will have it. Under the conditions of death, should you fail as your sea-born sister did. May she envelop you and become your breath.
And then the conch stops making noise.
Ah, thank goodness for Baba Yaga. Oh my god. Alright, I better get a move on.
You put the conch back in your satchel and you start to move when, in the dark clouds above you, lightning runs down the island. Thunder crashes, echoing off of the canyon walls.
Flowerkraut's a bit nervous at this point, and she's gonna choose to disguise herself.
Okay, so you're disguising yourself as the horned hag?
I'm going to disguise myself is her name Aster? Is that what it was?
Yes.
I'm disguising myself as Aster.
You hear in the back of your mind a very compelling, a very powerful,
Come to me.
Flowerkraut, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Sherman, you sleeping hear this voice in your head. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, okay.
Timothy, you hear this in your head, but you don't feel compelled at all.
What? Oh, who said that?
Sherman, what did you roll?
Well, 19 on the die, so 22.
I rolled a nat 1.
Oh, no.
So you and Timothy wake up to this. Sherman, you kind of just do the dog head shake, flapping your ears around, and you're like, what was that? You, though, watch as the disciples all get up from their sleep or from their guard post, and they begin to move off of the ship. Timothy, you look down at Oskal's refuge, and you see the Gilaks all rise up, look to the sky, and begin walking north out of Oskal's refuge.
What is going on here?
Flowerkraut, you uncontrollably begin walking north towards the Gallant Peak and not towards Raven's Outpost. And that is where we will end our episode.
Wins with you, BB Army. Broken wins notwithstanding. Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Break, Battle, and Roll. We hope you're enjoying our adventure as much as we are in creating it. If you're looking for more ways to connect with Break, Battle, and Roll, follow our Instagram and Twitter, both at Break, Battle, Roll, or stop by and give us a like on the Break, Battle, and Roll Facebook page. Or if following the individual nerds is more your thing, you can follow Chad Stafford on his Instagram and Twitter at It's Chit Chad, as well as his YouTube channels, Chit Chad and Chit Chad Plays. You can follow me, Janelle Wilkie, on my Instagram at janelle.wilkie, or you can join Dustin Bleschmidt as he streams on twitch.tv/thefinaldestination. And follow his Instagram and TikTok, both at _final_destination. And his Twitter at FINL Destination. You can also find our beloved barkeep and dungeon daddy, Aaron Rollins, on Twitter at Arkuma, that's AARKUMA. We must also sing the praises of our amazing musicians, Ben Holland and Rory O'Neill, who provided our theme song and many of the original musical scores in the podcast. Ben can be found on SoundCloud, and you can follow Rory on Twitter at Trench Warfare. Now that you're part of the BB Army, we'd love your help in spreading the word throughout the realm. Sharing our podcast with friends and writing reviews helps a young podcast like ours so much. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go pester the barkeep for another drink. Until next time.